Okay, so here's one of the homework ones, and we haven't gone over this yet, so we will get better at this next week. Sorry about that. All right, so basically, we have two different heights, and we want to know how much taller. So if you're looking at the difference between two things, that's actually a subtraction problem because you want to figure out kind of like how far apart are they, like what is the distance between them. And so we need to subtract those two fractions to kind of figure out what's going on. So I'm going to switch to my doc cam here, and we will work on this in class. So we have not done much with this yet, so we will get there. All right, my doc cam's kind of slow, but we'll get there. All right, here we go. So this is the taller, this is a shorter, and we want to figure out, you know, kind of if you think of like a height, like someone's up here and the other person's here, right? And, you know, zero's way down there. All right, we just want to figure out that difference between them, like what is that distance? And so that's also subtraction. Okay, so remember when you subtract fractions, you need a common denominator. It's kind of your unit. And so it's kind of like how if I give you like 4 inches plus 3 centimeters, you'd be like, I can't add those. Like they're not the same unit. So you would either convert this to centimeters or convert this to inches. So kind of the same thing here. These are cut up differently, right? So like these are cut into 18ths. These are only cut into 4ths. They're not going to be the same size. So we need to convert. All right. So if you don't know how to find a common denominator, start with a bigger number because that's been cut. If you think of it being cut like, you know, 18 times, and I can't, like a little slice. All right. And this has only been cut 4 times or into 4 pieces. I mean, so you know what I mean? We got to start with the one that's been cut more. We can always cut this guy to match. So 18. Can't make 4 into 18. So then what you're going to do is double this because it's kind of like you're going to go through and cut all of those 18 in half and see if that works. Well, that's 36. And so you're going to scale it because if you cut them all in half, you get twice as many things. So I used to have, you know, if you think of 1/18, pretend this is like 1/18 right here. So I had 1/18 and then now I cut it in half. I have 2 of them out of 36. Over here, same thing. I have 1 out of 4. But again, I'm going to, you know, cut. So times, let's see, to get 36. 4 times, what is that, 9? So, you know, like 8 cuts to make 9 things, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, I mean, you know, now I have 9 shaded in out of 36. So I made them the same unit. So like now each one of them is a tiny sliver so that we have the same unit. If you have a common unit, then you can add. All right, or subtract in this case. All right, so we're going to subtract these. Now, there's a couple ways we can do this. One way is to put the first number on top here and the second number over here. All right, and we're going to ungroup one of these guys. And notice our units are 36s. They're not 10s, they're 36s. So kind of like if you have, say, 1 hour and 40 minutes, and you decide to undo the hour, you don't get 10, there's 60 minutes in an hour. So, you know, sometimes when you ungroup things, you don't quite get it. Or if you have 1 dozen and maybe 4, I don't know, cookies or something like that, if you undo your dozen, you don't get 10, you get 12. And so then you get 16. So this is our unit. So when we undo our unit, we're going to add 36 to that number right there, 36. So 2 plus 36 is 38. So then I can subtract. So 38 minus 9, you get a 29. And then let's see, what do I get over here? You can ungroup if you want, or you could do it mentally, and you get 4. Okay. Now, how else could I do that? Well, let's go back up here. When we had to get our common denominator, that's not really negotiable. Kind of a nice thing you could do on subtraction is you can break this number apart. So I'm going to break this number into 61. And instead of writing 1, I'm going to write 36 over 36. Are you guys okay? That's still 30 or 62. So I have 61 with 1. I'm just going to write my 1 as 36 out of 36. And I still have that 2 over 36 from that part. So I'm kind of breaking it up into 3 pieces. And then over here, I'm going to kind of break this up into pieces. And this is all negative. I'm subtracting that and that. So 57 minus 61, what is that, 4? So that's going to give me a 4. And then I'm going to take this 36 and subtract the 9. So what's 36 minus 9? You could subtract 10 and get what? 26 and add 1 is 27. Or you can just ungroup and you can get your 27. So that's what, 27 out of 36 when I do those two. And then I still have that 236. So I could combine those and get 4 and 29, 36. Okay, and this would be inches. So that would work too. The other thing you could do, and you're going to probably need a calculator in this guy, is convert these to improper fractions. So let me just kind of show you that option. So again, you still need a common denominator. That is your unit. So that part is not negotiable. And so what we can do is we can take this times this number, because I have 62 like pizzas that are all cut into what, 36 pieces. So I could take 62 times 36 on my calculator, which is that. And then I'm going to add in the 2 that were like the little slices and get 2, 2, 3, 4, all out of 36. It's kind of like you're converting everything to dozens, like everything into cookies or something. I'm going to take this times this and then add in the 9. So, because again, I have 57 things that have 36 units in them, and then I have 9 little extra ones. So when I do that, I get this. Notice now you don't have to ungroup or anything because everything's ungrouped. So now I'm just going to subtract across, and again, we can use a calculator. And get 173 over 36. And then to regroup that, I have to put things in piles of 36. So I need to kind of figure out, okay, how many times does 36 go into that thing, right? So if I take 173, oopsie, there we go, divided by 36, you can see it goes in there 4 and some decimal place. So I know it goes in there 4. All right, so let's do kind of long division. 173 divided by 36 goes in there 4, and that uses up what? 4 times 36, and again, you can use a calculator. 4 times 36 is 144. And you can use your calculator to help you subtract, which is 29. So that means there's 29 things that didn't fit in the piles, and that's your 29 out of 36 inches. Okay, we will work on fractions next week. So if this is, you know, if you're like, oh, I forgot how to add and subtract and do all the fraction stuff, or I never got it in the first place, totally fine. We are going to get good at that next week, and it will all be okay. So hopefully this helps. Take care. Bye-bye.